Hello friends, in this video I am going to explain why does a small business organization need anti-sexual harassment policy. Many of you must be thinking that what is the need for a small company or business organization to have an anti-sexual harassment policy? In a small business organization, every employee knows each other in person and they live like a family. In such a condition, why anti-sexual harassment? Well, before answering this question, I would like to give example of your house and family. I mean, even in a family there are certain morals, ethics and rules, though it is not written, but that is there. And in order to balance and maintain those ethics and rules, there is a guardian. Similarly, whether it is a small company or big, in today's world, every company or organization needs anti-sexual harassment policy. Remember, anti-sexual harassment policy is a protective arm not only for an employee but also for the business organization, especially when it is a small organization. Now, the question is, how is an anti-sexual harassment policy a protective arm for the small business organization? All sorts of businesses run on reliable performance, trustworthy credibility, and courteous behaviors. Now, think about a small business organization where everyone knows everyone personally and also knows the clients. In such a condition, maintaining an amiable and credible environment is indispensable because even a single stain or negative and unsocial act can affect the whole company's reputation in the market. Secondly, a small business organization has many things to lose when you consider the impact that a successful sexual harassment lawsuit has on the company's finance as well as on reputation. Therefore, anti-sexual harassment policy helps greatly to regulate the balanced working environment by means of whether it is a small or big organization, employees are liable for their employees' actions, performance, and behaviors as well as their supervisors' actions regarding sexual harassment and the liability for sexual harassment claims. Anti-sexual harassment policy creates a sort of fear in employees' mind, and that fear stops them to misbehave at any point of time. It maintains the friendly environment and regulates the decency and credibility of the organization. Now, next question is, how should a small business organization propagate the anti-sexual harassment policy? A small business organization must take the preventive measures to mitigate the risks of liability for sexual harassment and hostile work environment claims. Therefore, the sexual harassment policy should be based on the company's commitment to ensuring fair treatment in the workplace and should contain a definition, a description, and process for addressing sexual harassment. There should be a strong and straightforward guideline that any act of sexual harassment will not be tolerated and the boss or employer will take action against harasser to the fullest extent necessary. The definition and meaning of sexual harassment should be explained elaborately in the guidelines. The easy steps of reporting process must be illustrated in the guidelines. The consequences, punishments, or fines should also be mentioned in detail. In 3 or max 6 months, organizations must conduct a training cum awareness program for the employees in reference to sexual harassment. Now, what type of reporting process should a small business organization adopt? Of course, a small business organization cannot have a dedicated team or committee to tackle such kind of cases. Therefore, it should be channelized and distributed in the limited departments itself. I mean, victim should complain first to her supervisor and then supervisor should contact to HR, or else victim can directly complain to HR. In case if it is supervisor itself, then directly to HR. If HR or supervisor is not available or negligent, then victim should approach directly to higher ranked person, such as MD, company owner, or any other such level person. A typical case of sexual harassment in a small business organization. In a small business organization, it is very much possible and also common that harasser might be the super boss or company owner. In such a case, the big question is whom to complain. To answer this question, I have categorized the answer of this question into two groups. First one is suggestions for victim. Remember, to live with dignity is your fundamental right enshrined in the Constitution of India. Therefore, do not tolerate even a single act of such kind. If any point of time you feel that your personal right or interest is getting violated, then talk to your super boss, who is harasser, directly. Let him understand that you are not at all interested in any such kind of things. In spite of your warning, even then, he doesn't stop. Don't hesitate to take help of police and court of law. Do not compromise at any cost. You must know that court would award you compensation, so don't get frightened of losing the job. Your compromise is harmful not only for you but others as well. So be courageous and protect yourself as well as others. Now, suggestions for harasser. Simply don't do this because its consequences are irreparable. You can lose your prestige, reputation, and credibility forever. You can lose trust of your family members. It could be a big loss in terms of money as compensation amount of such cases is usually very high. If you do this, you have to face not any one of them, but rather all of them collectively, or maybe some other sorts of unseen consequences as well. So better to avoid this.